What's up, Rangers? Welcome back with another one. I tell you, these places, they just keep getting better and better. And this place right here, y'all, is no exception. I'm inside of a funeral home, and better yet, this room right here will be the embalming room. As you can tell, the embalmer is right behind me. Look at this. And another cool thing about this place, I'm a sucker for contrast and kind of beachy colors. Think of it like Pensacola, Florida, or Destin, Florida, some place very beachy with a lot of sand, a lot of water. Watch this. Look at the contrast, y'all. Look at the contrast around the white trim, the peach colored walls. Look at this. And to top it off, the tealed color cabinets. I love this. I like furniture and I like cabinets like this. It kind of reminds me of like, whenever I'm inside of a insane asylum, I would see these exact colors, and I love these contrasty colors. They look so good, and they come out great on video, and not only video, but pictures. Guys, I cannot wait to show you this entire funeral home and tell you the story of it. So with that being said, let's explore and get at it. On today's episode, I'm taking you inside one of the first African-American owned funeral homes in the South. This establishment not only claims the title of one of the county's most time-worn funeral homes, but also holds the distinction of being a trailblazer in offering burial service to African Americans. During an era when segregation loomed large across the South, this funeral home emerged as a beacon of hope for African Americans. In the 1920s and 1930s, the owners of this funeral home, both college educated, ventured into the mortuary business. Their journey was more than a career choice. It was a rare opportunity for African American men to rise above the limited professional options imposed by segregation. They not only mastered the art of mortuary services, but also advocated for education and dignity within their community. In a society where segregation dictated one's profession, this funeral home stands as a symbol of achievement. It honors the courage of those who, armed with education and determination, carved out spaces of respect and success within a segregated society. This historic funeral home not only serves as a final resting place for many, but also as a testament to the strides taken by the African American entrepreneurs in shaping their destiny amidst adversity. Unfortunately, changes in the town's community and economic shifts led to the closing of the funeral home. Now everything remains frozen in time, so let's step inside and see what we can dig up from a bygone era. Alright guys, so we're starting out the video in actually the best part first. I usually save the best part for last, but I want to show you the best part first. Here we go. Alright guys, I wanted to show you the best part first. This is the embalming room, and it's probably one of the better embalming rooms I've ever seen inside of a funeral home, period. I love the mint green, asylum mint green, because whenever I'm in an asylum, they usually an insane asylum, they usually have this color mint green on the walls. However, it's more like a peach color on these walls. Can y'all see that? That is so beautiful. I don't know why I like this sort of stuff. It's just morbid and just so gruesome, and to think like what went on in a place like this is just beyond belief. But really, really awesome to witness something like this and see this. All right, guys, drop it down in the comments if you recognize any of these chemicals. The blue one is Metaflow arterial, what does that say? Conditioner. I don't know what that one is. Vasculin, Vasculin. Oh, it's a tissue texturizer. And look at this. There's some scissors right there, y'all. Look at that. That is so cool to be seeing this, though. And that's a solvent right there. It will solve all your problems. Just kidding. And this is the embalmer. It says right here, formaldehyde, contaminated clothing or equipment, avoid inhaling and skin contact. Yes, you got it. That's what it looks like. I already tried it to turn it on and stuff. It doesn't turn on. There's no power to this place whatsoever. But that's okay, because I'm going to make it up to you. I want to show you what else we got. Let's start digging around. That does not open. This feels like it looks like it's filled with a bunch of needles and stuff. And look at this. This is where all the blood would go out and the guts and everything like that. And they would drain it right here on this table and let the blood flow down into this little drain cavity right here. How gnarly is that? Huh? That is cool. Let's go over there and see what all that stuff is over there. I do love that clock. Look at that clock, y'all. All right, let's go over there. This is one of the first things you see when you walk in is this tool right here. It will be connected to the embalmer. The undertaker would stick this thing in you and suck out all your blood and guts and basically do that kind of movement and watch the blood roll down off this table into the drain hole right there. How nutty is that? I am loving this place so much. Look at the green cabinets, and look, they even said right here, have a fun time. Well, that's what we're going to do today. And we're going to do exactly that. We're going to have a fun time. And let's try to discover the story on why this place went abandoned. Let's figure it out, y'all. Here we go. One of the first things that you see when you come over here to this area, look at that. It's all the makeup that they used to paint your face with. Right before they buried you, this will be all the makeup. Isn't that kind of cool? Now, I don't know what this machine is. Tell me, what is that all about? I have no idea. I'm thinking that was to lift your head up and down, but I could be totally wrong. All right, let's keep it moving. Looking over here in this medicine cabinet, the first thing we see right on top is a little mannequin head, a little styrofoam mannequin head. Let's open these up. Of course, I'm going to wash my hands after. And I see aftershave lotion in here. We do have some aftershave lotion. Shout out to Aqua Velva, because that's what it is. Hydrogen peroxide, Q-tips. Seems like the normal stuff. I don't want to stick my hand in there, no, because they got a whole bunch of needles up in there. They do have hypodermic needles in here. And what is that down there? A disinfectant. That's cool. I like that. And what else do we have? Let's close this up. Can we close it? Yeah. Close this up. Best we can. There you go. And let's start digging down here and see what we got. And just a bunch of, looks like needles in there, I guess. What is in that? Turn a light on real quick. Needles in that one. Syringes in that one. More needles and syringes in this one. Can y'all see that? Let me close these back up and keep on digging. All right, what do we have down here? That one doesn't open, it's stuck. Okay, we won't force it. There's really nothing down there except more syringes and stuff. Walking over here, the first thing I see is some Goo Gone. Whatever they needed that for, I have no clue. And that's brown tinting powder. I guess if you were a brown person or a black person, they would use that to kind of even out the skin, I guess, to make you look pretty before they bury you. And then we got, what is that? Dye concentrate cosmetic factor. I didn't realize they used all this stuff before they put you in the ground. And what is that? Life Glow Facial Tint. Surface Restore. All right, let's, and you have a broom right there for whatever reason. See what's in here. That barely opens. More makeup. Can't even, it's like stuck. More makeup. It smells like makeup too. What is that? Nothing's down there. That's it on this side. Pretty much. What the hell is that? Oh, you know what this is? I think this was made to lift the body on the table, because there's no way, if you are a woman mortician or even sometimes a man mortician, they're just not strong enough to pick you up. This will lift you up. It's on a hydraulic system. You pump it up and it puts the body, and you just roll the body right there on the table. What a way to go, huh? That's a beautiful looking table. What is it made out of? Seems like a little porcelain or iron, actually. That feels like iron. Some type of metal. Yate Edward Petty, 1918 to 2010. Let's start digging around here and let's see what we can find. Embalming report. This is cool. This is cool. Pages are stuck together. Giggity. What is this? Identification chart. All right. What is this all about? Dodge cavity chemicals. Teach you about chemicals. What is this big old, this thing right here? This red book, Master Do Not Release. Okay. Treating tissue gas. I guess if you were bloated, they would teach you how to stab the stomach to release gas out of it. Yeah, it's more like a training book more than anything. All right, we get the gist. Let's pick up the phone. Hello? It's for you. Here you go. Nah, just kidding. Let's continue. And I guess if you were a mortician, you got bored and you wanted to watch TV, well, there you go. Got a television. We got all this stuff on this side. I don't want to touch that because that's probably a lot of like bodies and stuff have been on there and stuff. Just a blanket. Here's a whole bunch of other embalming chemicals and whatnot and all that great stuff. This is a really cool place. I don't want to leave it. I do love it here, but good Lord. Oh, what is this? I thought that was a fan at first because it is a fan. Well, a fan box, but it says needles and syringes. I wonder if we shake it, will it sound like needles and syringes? Here we go. Yeah, kind of hard to tell. What is this thing? I don't know if I want to touch that. Do I? It won't budge. I'm not going to force it. What is this thing do? I don't know what that is. I think maybe the embalmer goes on that or something. Who knows? Back over here into the makeup because I forgot to dig in this drawer right here and good Lord, what is this? Oh, this is more embalming tubes. Ugh. That is disgusting. Ugh, I can't believe I touched that. All right, I gotta wash my hands after this, like for real. That would tell you the temperature. This little temperature gauge right here on the wall. Guessing it had a lot to do with the bodies and stuff. They didn't want them to get too warm. Had to keep it cold. AIDS, the latest available information for the professional embalmer. Biohazard, yeah, I could tell that, that's for sure. For your eyes only, eye injury, know what to do and how to do it. Look at that. What is that thing in that person's eyeball? It's like a blackhead or something. I don't know what that is. Oh, and it tells you how to tie a tie if you're a gentleman. Right before they buried you, they'll probably put you in a suit and a tie and tells you how to tie it. That's cool, I guess. Here's all the instruments and stuff. This is so cool to see all this. I love this. Paper towels. Oh, and this thing right here, this is cool. I don't want to pull it. But if you pull it, water will come down right here. And it'll splash on you and your eyes too, just in case you have any chemical burns on you. Because God forbid. In a place like this, I'm sure it happens a lot probably. See a razor blade to shave you. Mach 3 razor. Hey, give a shout out to Mach 3. What is all this stuff over here too? Oh, this is more instruments and everything. That's cool. All this stuff looks like prehistoric. It's so brutal looking. More shave foam, cream, everything like that. Shampoo. It's all right here. I love that clock, y'all. Look at that clock. It's classic looking, isn't it? All right, what is behind this door right here? Let's just check it out for what it is. Let's explore. We explored this part good enough. What's in here? This is like a little office or something. And nothing too important in here. Just a bunch of boring looking files that I don't want to bore you with. But this is cool. This little dog tag right here. You get a whole bunch of them right here. A whole bunch of little dog tags. I'm probably gonna have to blur that out though. What is that thing? Yeah, I know it's messed up. I love exploring. I love rooting around in people's things, but you know, it's all part of exploring. Just to see what you can find. Look at this. A bag of peppermints. 99 cents for that big ass bag. That was way back in the day. Had to be like back in the early 90s. I don't know, maybe. And now, my friends, once we walk into this room, it's getting dark in here, but you know, is what it is. You're probably used to it by now on this channel. Everything's dark on this channel. We turn it up a little bit so you can see what's going on. Inside this room, this was the actual funeral home where they held funerals. Is that too bright? Let me see. Nah, it's good. We like it like that. We like the brighter stuff. Look at that. That is so cool to see this. Could you imagine just the audience sitting right here? They're telling great things about you and everything like that, while the person is right here and they were probably grieving and all that good stuff. And as you can get a good look, this is where all the people would sit, mostly family members and friends and whatnot, would come to see you inside of your casket. It's a beautiful looking casket. It's like a pink sand purple pewter color almost. It's like a metallic look. They got little sparkles in it. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's a very pretty looking casket, and I'm sure it weighs a ton. That looks very comfortable, by the way. You see? No, never mind, it's not. It is not comfortable in there. What is this thing, y'all? Give a shout out in the comments if you know what this thing is, because I have no idea. Oh, wait a minute. Is this the guest book sign-in? Like, they would have the guest book right here, maybe a couple of light bulbs or candles, and they would put your picture right here. I'm guessing that looks like a picture frame holder. But what perplexes me really is, what is that thing? It's made out of like plastic, although it does look like stone. This lifts up. I don't know what they would put there. I don't know what that is. What else can we find up in here? Here's a whole bunch of nonsense right here. Look at all that stuff. I don't want to go through all that. However, what are all these little books doing right here? Whoops, I'll pick that up. Hold on. What is this? Oh, it's like little invitation cards, I think. And they have them all stacked right here. More clothing. I get the gist. Oh, that thing's cool. That's like what Jesus had on his head when they hung him on the cross. I forgot what that thing is, but it looks painful, whatever that thing is. It's like made out of sticks and thorns and stuff. All right, so we're dipping inside this room. Let me turn that brightness down a little bit. Just a little bit. Here we go. Here's another embalming table. Well, that's more like a stretcher more than an embalming table. Still looks cool though. And what is this? Black Alive. Another stretcher or embalming table. What is this? Remember this, if you work for a man, in heaven's name, work for him. If he pays you wages, which supplies you bread and butter, work for him, speak well of him, stand by him, and stand by the intuition he presents. So you get the gist. You got it. Let's keep it moving, y'all. This looks like a little urn in here. It's so tight to maneuver around in here. Here's a little skeleton key to turn it, but it's broken. It don't work. But there's an urn in there that costs $3,200. Wait, what does that say? $320. It's a lot better than $3,200, but that still don't look like it's worth $320. No, indeed not. Here's the outside. The outside looking in. Turn that exposure down just a little bit. You can't go out here. This door is locked, but that's like the lobby area almost. I guess that's what it is. Little fan in there. And it says right there on the door, I don't know if you guys can make that out, love grows here. That's what it says right above the door. And I'll take your word for it. Let's keep it moving. Here we go. As you can see, let me give y'all a good spectrum of where we're standing, because it's a very, very tight squeeze in here. Very tight. This looks like a little iron or something for whatever reason. Whoa, that thing is heavy. Good Lord. More stuff for funerals and everything. We've got some, I guess that's funeral tape. Please educate me in the comments. What is this for? Funeral tape? I don't know what that means. That's what it looks like. It looks like some kind of double-sided tape, maybe. Or no, single-sided tape with the person's name and the name of the funeral home on it too. All right, so I do want to mention this. There's a lot of stuff I do not know. I'm an urban explorer, not a historian. Just like a lot of other people in my comments, they don't know what they're looking at. So guess what? It's your job to educate them. Leave it down in the comments. If you want to know what something is that I don't, leave it down in the comments. This looks like records and everything like that and all that stuff, claim forms. Who's this guy right here? It says July 6, 1954 through May 18th, 1995. 1995 was a good year for me. I loved it. You Can't Outdo God. By Jerome Scott, 1995. He must have died here, yeah. Here's like a little catcher's mitt, baseball glove. That's pretty heavy too, actually. It's like a paperweight or something. Little staple gun there. Poems. The Dodge catalog, programs, all that good stuff is here. And this is actually the front office. When you come in through that door, you'll be greeted by this room right here. Not too much going on, but I really want to show you guys anyway. You know what I mean? Whoa, what is this? Well, I did happen to find this. It says 50-year term appeal notice given. Daily Star. Hold on. I only got one hand here, so you need to help me out. Let's see. Jeffries gets 50 years term. Both sides disappointed by jury's decision. What's new? I don't know if you guys can make that out, but look at this. It says 1980 right there on the paper. Isn't that cool? Feels like it's from 1980 as well. Oh, look at what I found here. A box of cremations that are left behind. I'm not going to open that, but you do have more here. Look at that. That's more cremations. Wow. I can't believe they would just leave this stuff behind, like people's ashes. Like, that's being irresponsible. More like being lazy. Here's the bathroom. Figure I'll give you a tour of the bathroom. Yeah, it's kind of cool, I guess. Whoa, jeez. Ouch, I was not expecting that mess. All right, what else do we have here, my babies? Let's see. Let's see what we got on this side. And we have a box of plugs and wires. Nothing too much going on this side. They kind of emptied everything out. Oh, look, another box of cremations. Cremations of George Archie Jr. November 14th, 2000, the year 2000. That is so old. Why is it still here? Somebody didn't get their ashes. Look at this. You know, it's a good thing that sometimes I go into these spaces and discover these kind of things because, like, especially funeral homes. One lady contacted me on my TikTok and she says, there was another funeral home that I explored, and she says, it's a good thing you explored that funeral home and saw all those people's ashes and cremations. You want to know why? Because the owners of the ashes never got them. The families never got them. So if it wasn't for me, she said this, if it wasn't for you, which meaning me, those people would have never got those ashes. So they had police go in there, get the ashes, and give them to the families. Isn't that cool? Actually made me feel good. The owes you of a living, but you have to work hard to it. All right, well, there you go. Words of wisdom. It's like a basement area without it actually being a basement. It just looks like a basement. Haven't been inside of here yet. Oh, there's an Xbox 360. What the heck is that doing in here? What's all this other stuff back in here? This is cool. Wow. Wasn't expecting some of this to be back here, huh? Chandeliers. I'm a sucker for chandeliers. I love them. There's a piano. I wonder, does the piano play, though? Does it play? It sure does. What is all this stuff back here? Oh, looks, some fire hydrants. Or fire extinguishers. Give a shout out to Regina. What's up, Regina? A four-wheeler right there. Ooh, I love this type of furniture. Like, look at this. This belongs in like a beach house. Look at the colors. You got the brown wood, the teal color paint on there. Oh man, that's great. What is this? It says plug. I can't even open these. Batteries. And what is all of this? Nothing of interest, really. Oh, look, a bike pump. I need one of those. But you know the rules. We can't take anything because that would be considered stealing. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here. And on that note, thank you for watching.